Hello everyone, it's Harrison from the Toledo Public Library. I have some exciting news for you. As some of you may be aware, we have had our Midnight Vault public domain film collection doing a successful residency over at the Toledo Food Fair. During the pandemic, I've had it sort of there just for returns, haven't really been circulating stuff out of it, but we're going to open it up again with some new movies and a new borrowing process, even easier than before. Still, you do not need a library card to borrow from the Midnight Vault. You don't even need to sign them out now. Just take your movies out of the ammo box, and when you're done watching them, preferably within a week, you slide them into the drop box at the library. We'll handle checking them in, decontaminating, getting all the little COVIDs off of them, and dropping it back in the box at the food fair. Let's open her up and see what's inside. Got a little warning there because now we have Boris, our security spider, inside to remind you to return your movies and be conscientious like I know you are. Let's see what's new. First off, classic horror double feature. I have George Romero's original Night of the Living Dead from 1968, what introduced us to a lot of the zombie movie tropes we know and are probably getting a little tired of these days. It still holds up, all the tension, the suspense, the social commentary. It's a great movie, just in time for the Halloween season. I've paired it up here with Dementia 13, which is a nice family secret, spooky castle murder story, directed by Francis Ford Coppola early in his career, 1963. So come pick it up, 2 for 1. I also have White Zombie for you, which is the first, possibly the first feature-length zombie movie ever released in 1932. Very different from the modern zombie movies because, like I said before, George Romero hadn't introduced us to all those kind of cliches that we all know now. Bela Lugosi doing what Bela Lugosi does best, and of course, as we all know, yes, this is where the band White Zombie got their name. Curse of the Swamp Creature, directed by Larry Buchanan. This is one in a series of made-for-TV color remakes that Larry Buchanan did of old American International Pictures films. The monster, I'm sorry to say, does not show up until like the last 5 minutes of the movie, but you get to see a lot of those beautiful East Texas backwoods if you like that sort of thing. Who doesn't? What do we have here? This one I'm pretty proud of. This is a silent comedy triple feature. We've got The Goat, starring Buster Keaton. This is classic Keaton. It's great. It's hilarious as you would expect. And of course, there are a lot of gags that are as terrifying as they are funny, just watching what that man put himself through physically for a laugh. We've also got the horror spoof Dr. Pickle and Mr. Pride, starring comedy legend Stan Laurel, 2 years before he teamed up with Oliver Hardy. All his skills and talents are on full display. It's a really good one. We've also got Douglas Fairbanks Sr., Robin Hood himself, in the 1916 cocaine comedy. Yes, says that right on the poster. The Mystery of the Leaping Fish, where he plays a Sherlock Holmes type character who has a hat box filled with cocaine and a bandolier of syringes that he wears across his chest, and that's pretty much the joke, and it goes on for a while. Fairbanks actually tried to get this movie withdrawn from circulation later in his career. Fortunately for us, he failed, and we can still enjoy it today in all its glory. There we've got some stills from each film. What public domain late night movie collection would be complete without Ed Wood's Plan 9 from Outer Space, long considered to be possibly the worst film ever produced. It's likely been knocked out of that position many times in the years since it's cheaper and easier to produce and release and distribute a movie these days. But still, this is, as I put it on the blurb on the back here, a vigorously incoherent mess. Ugh! There you go. Come and get it. What else do I have? Sword of Lancelot, starring Cornel Wilde and Gene Wallace, who were a couple in real life at the time. Cornel Wilde did a lot of behind the camera work on this too. He co-produced, he co-directed, I believe. So this is a nice Eastman color, Arthurian romance. It's got some great battle scenes. Good kind of cinema comfort food for you. If you want to settle in, look at some colorful medieval costumes and watch some sword fights. Can't go wrong there. And finally, in our new additions, we have here Snow Creature, directed by W. Lee Wilder, the less talented brother of famous director Billy Wilder. This is about a botanical expedition to the Himalayas that goes a little bit off the rails when a crew member's wife is abducted by a Yeti, and they end up finding the Yeti, and it's a guy in a teddy bear suit. And then it kind of goes more off the rails as the Yeti gets held up in U.S. customs and gets loose and terrorizes Los Angeles, which has a population that's about 30% Yeti, I think, at last count. So this is a fun one. It's one of those fun, bad movies, like a lot of them that I try to add in there. Yeah, solid stuff. So that's what's new, but of course, that's not all that's in here. We've got a good stack of movies here to check out. I've got Reefer Madness, The Horror Express, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, The Bloody Pit of Horror, Cat Women of the Moon, The Big Combo, Curse of the Aztec Mummy, Wild Women of Wongo, Killers from Space, Hercules Unchained, Dünyayı Kurtaran Adam, otherwise known as Turkish Star Wars, Attack of the Monsters, Son of Ingagi, Grave of the Vampire, Haxan, The Driller Killer, a double feature of King of the Zombies and She-Gods of Shark Reef, and Loaded Pistols with Gene Autry and Barbara Britton. I try to add more in here whenever I can. There's a lot of good stuff to dig up deep in the depths of the public domain. And again, this will be over and available at the Toledo Food Fair. So go pick up a frosty beverage, a big bag of something salty, and take home a movie or two or three to enjoy. I hope everyone's having a good fall, getting ready for trick-or-treating season. I am going to tuck Boris back in here so he can take his 10-minute break that he's entitled to. And I hope to see you all soon. Stay safe and have a good night.